What's up everyone, and welcome back to another video. I had a bit of a thought pop up into my head and I was like, I want to turn this into a video because I kind of want to talk to you guys a little bit about it. There's of course a little bit of a something about this that I kind of want to just discuss with you guys watching the videos right now. So, did you guys know that we actually technically, if you want to think about it technically, we actually already had a Need for Speed Underground 3 released? But it was very underwhelming and very weird. So basically, let's say this, right? Let's say we're back in the late 2010s, early 2010s, late 2000s. Obviously all of these games have died down. Need for Speed Underground, Carbon, Most Wanted, all of the good Need for Speed games have kind of died down. We're moving on. We got Pro Street, we got Undercover, which was very ropey and weird, and then now we're just kind of starting off getting a bunch of kind of mid games, to be honest with you, like Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012 for whatever reason. It was just basically just a reskin. Burnout Paradise, I mean, pretty much anybody and everybody saw that it was basically just that. Again, we also had some remaster go on and all that sort of stuff, so a lot of people really wanted them to go back and basically remake, or I was gonna say remake Underground 2, kind of give it a little bit of a refresh and release it to the world, and basically just have it a remastered version of it, or release Underground 3. A lot of people really wanted Underground 3, so basically they released a game that's very similar to what we all wanted, and that was Need for Speed 2015. That was the game that basically kind of rebooted the whole Need for Speed. Why is there so many planes, by the way? I'm just looking at it now. That was basically the game that rebooted the entire series all over again, if you think about it. Need for Speed 2015, when it came out, basically started off a whole list of games up until the game that we have now, which is Need for Speed Unbound. That game is still pretty much based on Need for Speed 2015, which is crazy because that's 10 years ago. I've said this in a video not that long ago, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people agree with me that the game is basically the same as Need for Speed 2015. I'm not saying it's the same game, okay? I'm not saying it is the exact same game. I'm saying, like, the basics are there, and the basics are pretty much the same. The customization is the same, the car list is pretty much the same. There's maybe like one or two cars that have been added on or taken out due to licensing, but apart from that, the cars are the same, the customization is the same. The handling physics have gotten better over the years, but they're still based on the same handling physics that came out in 2015. So we actually had technically a Need for Speed Underground 3 released in 2015 with Need for Speed 2015, and we just never really noticed it because we didn't really want to try and put it together with this series. We had like crazy customization, we had import cars, we had the whole racing and drifting and all that sort of stuff at nighttime, which is basically what Need for Speed 2015 was like. But a lot of people really hated that we only had the nighttime thing. Like I said, it basically 2015 just undelivered just what everybody wanted. It was a bit boring and a bit vague, and the stuff that was in it wasn't really that great, right? Car list was a bit dry, it wasn't really that big. Customization was good, but only like a bunch of cars had it. We've had like maybe some Ferraris or some Lambos or something like that. Maybe not Lamborghini, but we had a few cars in the game that I remember that we got and we just weren't able to modify. I think we were maybe able to change wheels, and that's pretty much it. So it's stuff like that. And then of course through the years they kind of added more and more customization, more and more wheels, different things. And with Payback and Heat and then Unbound now, they've changed it and they've added more and more things. But if you think about it, 2015 was basically Underground 3, and people didn't like it. It was very badly received. A lot of mods came out for it to try and fix it. One of the biggest things from me was the handling physics. I'm playing now Need for Speed Underground 2, as you can see in the background. I honestly love the handling physics in this game. It just feels good. Cars are a little bit floaty, but they do work well. I think the handling physics just work. You go into a corner, there's did not expect that. I keep crashing into this, or I keep finding out this STI that's like badly modeled in this game, where it basically just has no body panels. But I go into this game, there's understeer, there's oversteer, there's actual I can't actually show you the tuning, but there is tuning in this game. You can change the suspension, the stiffness, you can change the transmission, you can change the ECU, you can change boost pressure, you can change a lot of stuff in this game, and that was actually such a cool thing that we basically just didn't end up getting at all in Need for Speed Most Wanted or Need for Speed Carbon. I don't think, if I remember correctly. But this game really was that good. Underground 2 was really, really that good. That's why a lot of people really wanted an Underground 3, and basically just a remake of this game, you know, just a remaster of this game. Right now, the way I'm playing this game, by the way, is I have the regular version, but it's got the widescreen mod, and I also have the RTX mod, so there's a bunch of reflections and stuff like that you can probably see, and makes the game look a little bit better. So that's kind of what I have on right now. I've made a video on this in the past. I think I've done a whole series, but basically with this game, with RTX and everything. Actually, I don't even remember how to do it. It's one of these. That's not it. One of these is the button to change camera, and I don't know which one it is. It's like one of them I press, and I'm allowed to like kind of just drive around. Is it home? No. Is it pause right? There it is. That one. Like, you can see some of the reflections and all that sort of stuff all over the place. It's a good looking game for being absolutely ancient. I mean, of course, it's got its downsides and all that sort of stuff, and the car does look horrific, but it's because of the old way of building cars. You have to put as many things on your car as possible to be able to bring the rep up, so that's why it looks like this. But I mean, it doesn't look that bad, right? Regardless, what I was saying is there's so much good stuff in this game. Like I said, one of the big things, in my opinion, I think was the handling physics. I prefer the handling physics in this game to Need for Speed Most Wanted and Carbon. I think the handling physics in this game are really, really good. Like I said, there's understeer, there's oversteer, there's, you know, like the slip from the wheels. Even when you're just playing regularly, and let's say you want to try and go and drift into a corner, this is one thing that you're not really able to do too much in the newer Need for Speed. You know, maybe in Carbon, because Carbon has like its own drift mode, but the Need for Speed Most Wanted game that came out in 2005 didn't have a drift mode, so the handling for the cars was a little bit weird. This one is also not really the best. I mean, obviously you can tune your cars so they slide a little bit easier, but you can do a little power slides, you can do a little bit of drifting. Like I said, there's like oversteer and understeer, and it's controllable. It's a good game for the time being. I think the handling physics, like I said, were really, really good in this game, and I definitely prefer them to Most Wanted and Carbon. Now, I'm not gonna say that Need for Speed Carbon and Need for Speed Most Wanted had bad handling physics, but they were very arcadey and basically very reminiscent of what the newer games are like. However, the newer games are a bit iffy. This is one of the big things about 2015 that I absolutely hated, and a lot of the people in the community absolutely hated, was the handling physics. And I remember people modding the hell out of the game so they can get rid of the handling physics. The one game that I played that I modded myself was Need for Speed Heat, and Need for Speed Heat, with its graphics, I think it's still probably my favorite modern Need for Speed game. I mean, Unbound has a ton of features and a ton of things in the game for us to do, and I think Unbound as a whole game, if you want to get a new Need for Speed, Unbound is still definitely the best one. But I think Heat is my favorite modern Need for Speed game. I like the graphics. I really like the map. I think Miami was a really cool place to try and set it up, and it was just a nice like place to race and drift and do all sorts of things in that game. Again, customization was pretty good, very, very similar to 2015. It was just a little bit better, but like I said, we just kind of evolved from that, and you know, just more and more things were added into the game. Of course, more supercars, more hypercars, just so they can get the whole Need for Speed feel back again, you know, with the older generation of games, like stuff before Need for Speed Underground, where basically Need for Speed Underground kind of just had import cars, right? That was the game of import cars. But like I said, it was just basically what everybody wanted. We all wanted a Need for Speed Underground 3. And we got it, but we never really paid attention to it too much due to the fact that it wasn't a very good game at the time. So I feel like every single year since then, we've also been asking people, or basically we've been asking the developers, EA, whoever's making the newer Need for Speeds, Black Box, Criterion, whoever it is nowadays. I don't even know who makes it anymore, to be honest with you. But the devs basically have been asked countless times, I'm pretty sure, pretty much every single time where there's a new Need for Speed that's been leaked or something people really want it to be an Underground, either an Underground or a Most Wanted remake or remaster. And I think they could do really, really well with it. But the only problem is I don't think they have the licensing to do it. I don't know if they're able to do stuff like this. I mean, EA owns all of it anyway, so maybe they can, but they just don't want to do it. I don't know, but I definitely do think that they could do a really, really good job if they end up remastering one of these games. So yeah, it's an interesting little theory, right? Need for Speed 2015 being basically the new Need for Speed Underground 3. It is very strange. I want to do a race, by the way, because this is way too fun. I don't want to drift. I definitely just want to go into a quick race. I don't even know what cars I really have. Like, we had like different races here as well, man. We had the Underground Racing League, we had Street Cross or Street X, drifting, drag racing, sprints, and circuits. I want to do a circuit race. The one on the highway was the one that I used to do all the time. Let's do one up here. Forward, lap KO, off, laps 3. Let's change it to just 2 laps. Traffic level, we can put it to max. Opponents, put them to 5, why not? We'll keep catch up on. The one weird or crazy thing, is this the only car that I actually have? Oh no, we have a couple of them actually. What am I doing? We have this Civic. There's a few of them, like I said, that I've done here. I've done builds on before, I'm pretty sure, on the channel, just for a laugh. We've had some interesting stuff going on the channel. The Eclipse actually doesn't even look that bad. That is vile looking. And then 350 is definitely the fastest one. That looks kind of clean. Let's drive this. Manual, of course. But yeah, this was the game that I grew up with, right? We got 2 of the Subarus that have no model. Oh, someone's missing. Oh god, all the traffic. Oh god. Like I said, there's understeer and oversteer and all sorts of steer. I like this game, man. I don't like the render distance. The render distance feels very, very ropey. It feels a little bit weird. Yeah, this is my childhood basically. I grew up with this game. Basically all the Underground Need for Speeds and the Most Wanted and Carbon, I grew up with these games, man, and it's just, I don't know if it is just the golden days. I don't know if people are just basically making these games out to be better than what they were back in the day, but honestly, every time I go back to play them, I still think that I would rather play these than modern Need for Speeds. I don't know if that's just me. I don't know if it's just nostalgia talking or what. But of course, kids that are watching the videos right now, like some of you guys are much younger than whenever these games came out, you may be looking at this and you're like, oh god, why would I play this? Look at the graphics. The graphics are terrible. It's not always just about the graphics, and you have to keep in mind that these games are older than you are. You know? But like I said, the mix of everything. The customization was mental, the driving physics were very good, the map was amazing. Like, I still know this map like the back of my hand, which is pretty crazy. Like, somewhere in my brain, this map still stored itself. It's still there. That's the amount of times that I've been on this map. There's a few games that are like that for me. Definitely this map. A Rockport as well. Carbon map I don't really remember that well, to be honest with you. But this map in Rockport I definitely do, 100%. The Burnout Paradise map, definitely remember that as well. Paradise City. That whole map I still remember. Played a lot of that as well. So, I don't know, like I said, if I'm just looking at this game with rose-tinted glasses or whatever the saying is, but it just is a good game. It just is a very good game. So, I don't think at any time soon we'll end up getting any sort of new Need for Speed, like underground type of game, because we got one and it was very, very haphazardly done. It wasn't really that great. It was kind of a little bit iffy, to be honest. I think they need to rework the physics, man. I don't know if there's anybody out there that actually likes the Need for Speed physics. They've definitely done a good job at improving it over the past few years. I think since 2015 all the way up to now to Unbound, they've definitely done a good job at like improving the physics of the game. It's definitely better. It's still based on the same model though. Like, you still have the same like brake to drift and all that sort of stuff, and you go around corners faster when you're sliding versus like when you're actually slowing down and braking for corners and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So you still have that same handling model. It's just a little bit better and a little bit improved. So yeah, the one thing that people really hated as well, I remember about 2015, is the whole nighttime thing. I'm just looking at it now, and this is always just nighttime. It's just very weird, right? Because Need for Speed Most Wanted then came out, and it had only daytime, and then they brought out Carbon, and it was only nighttime. It's like back then they just didn't know how to change daytime to nighttime. Was it Heat? I think it was Heat, right? Or is it Unbound as well? I can't remember. Which one of the games? There's definitely one of these games. Maybe both of them, to be honest. Pretty sure it's both of them. They don't have like a day to night cycle. You just kind of have daytime and then you go into your garage and it changes to nighttime. Am I right in saying that? How hard is it to make a transition from day to night? Surely it's not that hard. Many games are doing it nowadays anyway. I don't know. I didn't even talk about car sounds, by the way. I think the car sounds in this game are fantastic. The car sounds in Need for Speed Underground 2 were honestly some of the best in the series. The turbo sounds, the exhaust sounds, the actual engine sounds themselves, they sound really accurate to what the cars in real life are like. They're very, very good. Of course, a lot of them you can have like different exhausts as well, and it changes the sound. You install an upgraded exhaust, and it changes the sound. Not just the back box, but like the exhaust themselves. Is it the exhaust or is it the engine part? I think that whole part just changes completely. We also have... I'm gonna stop after this and actually show you guys. I don't think I can. Whoa. Going inside us with the handbrake is jokes. In a game like this. Still being able to control it. It's not the fastest thing in the world, but... I'm just going in with my handbrake. Just trying to send it sideways. Oh, I spun it. I gave it too much power. That's mad. I can't believe how good the driving physics are in this game, man. For an ancient game like this, it's actually so good. Little celebration at the end. I forgot about all this. So clean. So clean. We had like little... I forgot we had like a replay as well. How do I hide it? I don't even know how you hide it. Oops, that's not it. Oh, that's skip. I don't know how you hide it. Let's change camera angle. That's the pause. I don't know how you hide it. I'll just press this. Oh yeah, there we go. I had a replay in this game. The Subaru without the potty pedals. So funny. That is jokes. Oh, careful of the van. Alright, I'm gonna leave the video here. Thank you for watching, everybody. I actually did want to show you this. This is the one thing that we haven't really... I didn't have a chance to show you guys. Oh, it's not in there. Car interiors. Mattress, trunk. Split hoods. Oh, is it not here? Is it in paint? I think it's in paint, right? Paint. Engine accents. Like, what? We have actual engine bays where we can change like pipes and hoses and all that, the color of them. That's crazy. The thing is though, this isn't just for show now where you can change them. You can legitimately go when you're outside in the open world and then just lift your bonnet up and then drive around like that. Of course we got hydraulics and everything. Like there's just so much stuff in this game with the attention to detail. It's just nuts. I love it. I'm gonna leave it there. Let me know what you thought of this video. Let me know if you agree with me. Am I right in saying that 2015 was basically just the restart of Need for Speed Underground with technically an Underground 3? But people didn't really care for it that much because it wasn't as good as people wanted it to be. I don't know. Let me know. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye, everyone.